Alright guys, welcome to Daddy Share Space and welcome to my shop. So what I want to do here, this is my table saw stand and I've got this positioned in a certain way, and what I want to do is I want to cut this down to 28 inches deep right now, and that's going from the front going back to the back, and that is so that this can be a little bit more mobile in the shop. My goal is to be able to take it outside when I need to. So I also need to build some stands for both my Milwaukee miter saws, and this is just in an attempt to make the shop a little bit more functional by making the tools more mobile. I have a mobile stand for the DeWalt table saw and the DeWalt miter saw. I just need to get the stagnant tools, which are the Milwaukee miter saws, on a rolling base so I can move them about. And I've decided to go ahead and touch on this particular table, or get this table saw stand narrowed up, because even though it works fine, I want to be able to move it outside if I need to, and the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I make it narrower front to back. So I'm not sure if that's going to change the design a lot as far as cause any problems, but you know, you have to try these things, right? So if we take a look down here at the side, basically what I'm going to have to do is move this in. So I'm going to measure from here to the back and get that 28 inches, because this end right here is the part, this part right here sticks out the furthest in the front. So I've already kind of made sure that none of these buttons up here are going to conflict. So let me just lock this down, and let me just mark that 28-inch section, which is, you take the camera, so the 28 inches is going to be right here. So let me find a pencil in the shop and mark that off. Alright, now that I have that marked off, what I want to do is kind of make a line going this way so that I know where to follow it all the way across. I could use my new woodpecker square to go across here. However, I think the only issue that I may have with that is that it's not going to go all the way across. So I could use a track saw rail to go across with my rail, 90-degree rail hinge or rail square. So I think I'm going to do that so I can draw the line all the way across. That will ensure that going front to back, it'll be the same distance. I think another thing, I need to go ahead and get this table saw out of here so that it's no longer in the way. So let me lock the fence and move this out of the way. All right, with the table saw out of the way, now I just need to go get a rail from the other side of the shop, and then we will get that part all squared away. As you can see, the sawdust down inside the base here. Let me get that all cleared out. We got that set. Let's move this out of the way so I can get back on the other side of my MFT to get a rail. All right, as we take a look here, let's turn this around so we can make it and get it in the shot. Okay, so the 28-inch mark is right here. And let's see if you can see that. So we're squared up off of this end here, and I'm just going to draw a line all the way down the board here. Now with that line drawn, I'm going to I'm gonna remove this screw so that I don't end up cutting into that. But before I do that, I wanna trace the lines down the edges on both sides because I plan on running the line all the way down to the base. So I'll use a level to make sure I'm getting the plumb line properly to go all the way down to the base. And obviously down here with the casters, once I get the lines marked all the way to the bottom, then I'm gonna flip this whole thing over, take the casters off, and move the casters further in, so that'll leave the whole back area exposed so I could just cut it off. Based upon this line, it doesn't look like, based upon where the line is going, it's not going to affect much of the table based where the saw sits. So the levelness of the table shouldn't be affected. Now I will obviously have to, as I said, put some pieces that are gonna go from here to here on the inside. So I'll put those pieces in before I cut off the back. So first things first, let's mark all the way down the side, and then once we get everything marked down the side, then we'll come back and we will flip this over and take the back caster wheels off and move them forward. So this is not going to be perfect because I don't have a level or a straight edge that's just accurate with this area. So I am going to just kind of eyeball this the best I can. So I'm trying to think on if I should put one solid piece to go through here, which would mean I would need to cut out this section to put in another back piece. Or what I could do is take this part off the back here some kind of way and move it in. All right, let's flip it around the other way. Thank you.